What's up, guys? The gloves are on, the tools are out, and today we're going to be replacing our power steering pump on the 2020 Jeep Wrangler JL. So let's get to it. Alright, so the power steering pump is located right under the fender, under the fender liner, and it's right in there. It's a few bolts that you have to remove, a few hoses, and make sure you have an oil pan. That way you can catch all the fluid coming out of the steering pump. And you also have to jack up your car and put it on jack stands, and I'll tell you why as we go on. Alright, so to remove the fender liner, you're going to need a 10mm socket. So there are 3 bolts, one here, here, and there, plus a few clips that you have to remove, like right there and right there on the bottom. So let's get to it. So now that we have all the screws and the clips removed, we're going to give this a nice pull and remove it. So now that we have the fender off, you're going to have a few cables running. That's for the side marker and the daytime running light. So all you got to do is just simply pull this red thing here and unplug it. Remove the whole assembly, and there you go. Put it to the side. The power steering pump is attached to this little bracket here. I believe it has 3 bolts, 2 on this side and 1 on the other side. Might have 2 on the other side, I'm not sure. But yeah, we're simply just going to unbolt it. There's a few hoses that run to it. This is the high pressure hose that runs here. We're going to disconnect that, and there are, I believe, 2 more, one on top there and one in the back. All right, let's get to it. So now that we have the fender liner and the fender removed, we have to remove the air box to get to the power steering pump all the way down there. I don't know if you can see it, but once we remove the air box, we're going to have easy access to it. So a few things you have to disconnect. I mean, I would rather disconnect it than kind of break it. This little connector right here that goes to the sensor, right here, that hose that goes to the air intake, and there's a 10mm bolt right over here. I already loosened it up. Just going to take it out. And then now you should be able to just yank it out and it should come out. Look how much room you have to basically disconnect all the wires, all the hoses. So like I said, there's one up here. We have 2 electrical cables right here. There's one here and one on the bottom, and then the high pressure line runs right here. And if you need more access, you can go from here. Now this might get a little messy, so make sure you have something to catch the power steering fluid onto. So I'm just going to put the oil pan and start disconnecting. One. Now, need the last one. We got it up. This was the hardest thing to take off, the bottom one. Alright, let's remove this clamp. And I gotta say, even though everything is pretty accessible, it's still hard to take everything off. It's not as easy as it looks. Let's close this up. Now, I'm gonna have power steering fluid probably pouring out. All right, so we got the first hose off, and what I did is, so I don't lose the fluid, I just tuck the hose right in here behind the battery, and everything stays inside the little reservoir and it's not leaking out. All right, so let's keep disconnecting the other hoses. The next thing is disconnecting this high pressure hose. I think it's a high pressure hose. You got to be careful with that one. I already went ahead and I took the bolt out. Oh, the fluid is about to leak out, but there's nothing we can do about that. So I think we're just gonna have to let it drip out. It's gonna make a mess, but it is what it is. It's a little messy, but it's pouring right onto the oil pan. Some leaked out away from the oil pan, but later we're gonna clean everything up. All right, let's start unbolting the power steering pump. On this side, you have two 13mm bolts. That's one. And up here, like I said before, that little hose, it doesn't come out because it's being blocked by the bracket here. So once we unbolt the power steering pump and move it, we'll be able to take it out. And now we have one more in the back. There you go. Now you can see how I can disconnect that hose back here. Oh, there you go. Pump is out. Now let's remove it from the top. We got that sucker out, so now let's give it a quick wipe, kind of clean up the area, get rid of all that messy power steering fluid. So I kind of went ahead and I put the new one in just because it had oil in it, so everything was spilling out. So I just had to do it super fast. And now all we simply have to do is just connect the hoses, put the clamps back on, and that's it. So let's start with the bottom, because I think that's the most difficult one. There we go. That's one. Now we got this one right here. You don't want to over tighten this because it's an aluminum power steering pump and you don't want to strip the threads. Pump is secured. We connected the high pressure hose here. The only thing left to do is connect the last hose and the power line. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to add power steering fluid, and what I'm using is the CHF 11S. Now this is compatible with the Jeep Wranglers JLs with the electrical power steering pump. I'm going to fill up all the way to the top and then go inside and start turning the wheels to the side to take all the air out of the system. Now that we added some fluid, let's start turning the steering wheel to get all the air out. And we're going to give it a few turns. Right now it's actually very hard to turn. Nice and slow. I don't want the power steering fluid to be squirting out from the reservoir and make more mess than I already did. We turned the wheel a few times and we had the power steering fluid all the way to the top of the reservoir, and now it's all the way to minimum, as you can see. So let's do that a few times. Let's add some more fluid and let's start the vehicle and turn the wheels a few more times to take all the air out. Let's add it all the way to the max. Let's go ahead and start the vehicle. And now we're gonna slowly turn the wheels all the way to lock. It went down a little bit. It's still a little too much. So we'll go back inside and turn the wheels a few more times just to be on the safe side. So one thing I like to do now that I have everything off and the car is jacked up, I usually grease up all my joints. So if I were you, I would take a couple minutes to kind of grease up all your ball joints on both sides, the upper and lower, for those of you that have greasable ball joints, and also the control arms, the upper and lower control arms back there. I greased them all up, plus the track bar and the tie rod end. That way everything is well maintained and ready for a trail. Everything is back together. The airbox is on, the fluid is in, all the connections are secured the way they're supposed to be. All we have to do is just connect the battery. The fluid level is where it's supposed to be, and as you can see right now we don't have the fender or the fender liner in. That's because we have to get new clips. Those clips break off easily when you yank the fender off. But as you can see, we cleaned everything up, we lubricated everything, all the Zerk fittings. Power steering pump is sitting nice and snug. Save yourself some money, do the job yourself. It's not hard. If I can do it, anyone else can do it. You're probably wondering why I didn't upgrade my power steering pump. That's because they're very expensive, and I picked this one up for 75 bucks from a Jeep that was crashed and it had very little miles on. So, you know, $75, you can't go wrong. Do the job yourself. You save yourself a ton of money. So, thanks for watching the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in the next video.